Hello, my name's Alex Martinez. Today I'd like to talk to you about something that's kind of really near and dear to my heart. About 3 years ago, me and my parents, we owned a restaurant, and the restaurant went under. And previous to being in business with my parents for 5 years, I was in the entertainment business, in commercial art and art design and that kind of stuff. Once the business kind of folded, I kind of was wondering about what it is I really wanted to do. I didn't really want to go into I didn't want to go back into the restaurant business. I didn't really want to go into art, and I mean, chances are people weren't going to hire a 50-year-old art director anyway. So what I decided to do is I just started to take on the business of network marketing. And my first company was a juice company, and everybody was sitting around kind of going, hey, we're making lots of money, and if you just get in here and do whatever do what we tell you to do, then you're going to make a lot of money too. The process was a lot, it was easy. It was easy money. They were making, tens of thousands of dollars a week, and hundreds of thousands, or some were making $100,000 a month, and all you got to do is this, and if you just do that, then you're going to be good. And it was just a nightmare. I came to realize that the people that were doing really well were doing really well because they just had that type of personality. They could walk into a room and bang, somebody would just go, hey, I want to talk to you. And they could actually get people to approach them, and in the process of a 3 or 4 minute conversation, actually get a person's card or get them to sign up or do whatever it is they were doing, and actually move those people forward in their business. Well, I'm not that guy. And 98% of the people in the world aren't that guy or that gal. They're just, we're just not that kind of people. So I was struggling. And I decided what I wanted to do was go into research, going online, and trying to build a business online. So the juice company didn't really happen for me. I probably should have stayed in it, but actually, looking back, it's probably a good thing I got out. Well, I got into another business, and I went online doing basically the same thing that my uplines had been telling me to do while I was doing my one-on-one belly-to-belly juice business. I was hitting everybody up, telling them, hey, I've got this great business, and if you just get involved, it's going to be, you're going to do really well, you're going to get rich, and la-di-la-di-da. Well, in the process of doing that, I realized that people didn't respond very well to that. I didn't respond very well to that. When people did that to me, I didn't turn around and go, oh, yeah, that sounds really great. I thought, hey, I already have a business. People did the same thing. So when I was pitching my business to them, they were thinking, I don't really want to do this. So what ended up happening is I finally ran into this guy, and this guy turns around, and he was harsh, but at the same time he was helpful. I tell this guy I've got this really good business, and I throw the pitch at him, in a couple of lines, and he goes, hey, look, Alex, I know what you're trying to do, but you're going about it all wrong. And luckily for me, he kind of took me under his wing, and he started showing me exactly what I needed to do to generate leads. I thought that if people signed up into my business, that it would be a good thing. I would get them all riled up and send them to my website, which basically nobody ever went to. But this guy told me, hey, if you can get people to trust you by giving them good content and giving them, a reason to believe in what you're telling them, you create a sphere of influence. And in that sphere of influence is where people feel comfortable coming into. They'll feel comfortable in that sphere of influence because it's a safe place to go. You're not selling them anything, you're just giving them information, and you're helping them build their businesses. You don't even need to pitch your business to them. Eventually, they'll come around and want to be in your business. That, yeah, whatever. But I was desperate. I said, okay, I'll give this a whirl. What I'm doing obviously isn't working. And it worked. I could not believe it. People were actually turning around, and I was learning tricks from this guy, and I was learning stuff, and I actually started building a list. And my list was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I was, people were joining more frequently, and I was doing more. And then it was a miracle. Some guy turns around and goes, "What business are you in?" I told him what the business was, and he goes, "I want to get in your business." And it was weird because the first time that happened, it took a while for the first one to happen, but the first time that happened, I couldn't believe it, for one. And then just a few days later, somebody else asked to be in my business, and then somebody else asked to be in my business. And I signed like 19 people in, it couldn't have been more than a month. Just bang. And I've been signing people ever since. But I realized that there's really no trick to doing this. You just have to really be personable and not sell people anything, and understand that the one thing that I was taught and really had to understand is that my business is not my business. My business is me. I'm my business. And if I have a list, if the business that I'm promoting falls apart for whatever reason, I'm still in business because I have a list. And I can take that list and build another prosperous business with that list. And the analogy he gave me was really simple. When you go into a restaurant and you have two restaurants. One is a really friendly, easygoing, restaurant that makes you feel comfortable, and you can sit down and everybody knows your name, and you just feel good there. And that restaurant is more expensive than the restaurant next door, which is very impersonal. Nobody really pays attention to you. They just kind of don't even, they don't even care about you. What restaurant are you going to go to? You're going to go to the impersonal restaurant, or the restaurant where people are really trying to take care of you? Well, of course you're going to go to the one that people are trying to take care of you. And that's what growing a business is like. You need to bring people in a friendly environment to a place that they feel safe, and then people will want to join your business. What I'd like to do is show you a simple, easy way to build a list, generate income, build a business around yourself, and create a more prosperous life in a more prosperous business in your online endeavor. So fill out the form or click on the link depending on where you're watching this video, and I'd love to teach you, give you more information and teach you what we're doing. And again, fill out the form or click on the link, and I'll talk to you very soon. You have a wonderful day, and God bless.